thread the spiral. So you have to know both the overhand thread the needle and the underhand thread the needle for this to work. And what you do is you spiral, so you wrap it up as you're in the underhand, then you come out in the overhand, and then you wrap it up in the overhand, and you come out in the underhand. So spiral as you're in your thread. So my hand, if you looked at me, okay, I'm threading, and spiral, spiral, unspiral, spiral, spiral, unspiral, spiral, 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 unspiral, and spiral, unspiral, spiral, unspiral, spiral, unspiral. Starting with your left hand as a righty, starting with your right hand as a lefty to practice. So you go in and out and wrap, wrap, wrap until you're wrapped up, however many wraps it is for you. You can start in either the in or the out position to do the wrap. What's important is that you are practicing moving it in and out as you're wrapping. And then to stop it cleanly, which, that's all relative, of course, what I'm doing is as it gets there, I roll the hand to let the poi fall over the side so that it doesn't bounce back. So I do the opposite of what I would do in a spiral, where I actually pop the hand back to reverse the direction. As it's coming through, I fall with it so that it doesn't pop back. If you do it quickly, I don't think you have the same dramatic effect that you have of the moment of, oh, it's in my hand. Now I can get it. Oh, it's in my hand. Like it's magic, particularly if you play with fire. This is a great fire performance trick because it's a great way to briefly have it in your hand. And for me, your mileage may vary. When I'm doing the overhand spiral, I will stick my thumb here on so that I'm pinching. Now, like if you're holding it like this, you may already have it that way. I will use my thumb to do an extra pinch so that it goes around my thumb on the wrap, right? So that it's looking like this. It's on the outside of the thumb as it comes around on the overhand version. I don't on the underhand version. It doesn't go over my thumb on underhand. It does on overhand. For me, I can't tell you what's most comfortable for you. It depends on your grip. I have a weird grip. I don't know anybody who does what I do, where they have a knob that they then wrap all the way around their hand and then pinch. I just don't know anybody who does that. That doesn't mean there aren't people who do it, but I don't know anybody who does. So I maybe not be giving good advice to people who don't have my grip. You practice with each hand individually. The underhand, yes, this is my left. And then I practice overhand and underhand wrapping into it, going in and out. And then, similarly with your right. And then afterwards, you can start. I find it easier to start from underhand. Learning the underhand version, I think, is more intuitive because I think the underhand wrap is easier for most people. And then practicing getting it in, exiting just into the overhand thread the needle, and then practicing getting it into the overhand thread the spiral and exiting back into underhand, then get it back in, and then exiting, and then get it back in, and exiting. If you've never done wraps, before starting with this, I would start as follows. Take your left hand only, side plane, underhand, and then, so I would start with what I consider a basic side plane underhand wrap, right? I'm here like this in underhand. This is a version of it sideways. And what I do is I stick my fingers out and I let it wrap around my hand from underhand. The underhand version, I think, is much more intuitive. Once you have it with one hand, you can try it with both hands, where you stick your hands out to the side, wrap, reverse direction, right? Then overhand, I think, is less intuitive. You still stick your hand out, but you have to pinch it to go around your thumb, or at least I do, maybe you don't, to reverse the direction. And then you can go between them. You can also practice it from underhand butterfly, where you separate, reverse in the wrap, go into overhand, then separate, wrap it around, and reverse, and come to underhand. So I think these are, getting accustomed to these basic wraps can be really useful before you start working on things like the spirals.